Yeah, so I actually just located the Holy Grail, so hold on.
Oh, some juice.
Wait! What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown. I'm your host, Rob, and sitting to the right of me is
Scott.
And today we are going to be talking about Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. Now, we have a fantasy draft for you guys. This is going to be a versus battle. We are going to have to draft one master and one servant. And that's it. We're battling for the Holy Grail, for all the marbles. But before we do that, we have to do a coin toss. Now, the way the coin toss works is the winner of the coin toss will get the first pick. The loser of the coin toss will get 2 picks, basically finishing out their team. And then the winner of the coin toss will finish off with their last pick. So, what we're going to do is have Scotty calling in the air. Heads or tails, Scott?
Heads.
It is heads.
Hey.
That's not good news. That's not good news. So Scotty gets the first pick of the draft. Again, we're going to be drafting masters and servants from either Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night. So make sure you guys keep it locked. All right, Scott. So, you got the first pick in the Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night fantasy draft. You could pick a master or a servant. It doesn't matter which one. Go ahead.
Well, I honestly wasn't counting that I was gonna win that coin toss, but now that I think I have to pick the auto pick.
This is bad.
The most OP person in those 2 shows, Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night.
This is bad news.
I'm gonna pick a servant first.
Oh my gosh. This is bad news, guys.
He's gonna be none other than the great hero Gilgamesh. I'm picking Gilgamesh as my first pick for a servant.
You took Gilgamesh.
Yes.
Why did you take Gilgamesh number 1?
I took Gilgamesh number 1 because Gilgamesh, the noble phantasm of Gilgamesh, right? Mm-hmm. He has pretty much the most firepower out of all the servants. He has nearly infinite weapons that he can call to his disposal.
Okay.
He has an automatic defense where he can summon chains that can manipulate the battlefield to his choosing. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Gilgamesh.
That's a fine pick. I can't lie. Whether I'd pick him number 1 or not, I'm not too sure. So I guess this means I get to complete out my list. And since you took Gilgamesh, this leaves me no choice but to design my plan around you having Gilgamesh. So, first, I'm going to draft my master. Now, if you are not part of the Emiya family, I don't want anything to do with you. That's just bottom line. I am going to end up taking emiya Shirou, the son of Kiritsugu, to counter Gilgamesh.
You had to.
And I didn't have a choice.
You had to.
Listen, we know
that's your only chance. To be honest, that's your only chance.
He has the abilities to box on the level of his archer form self. I mean, dual wielding things. And we know about the noble phantasm. We know about all these things that he'll, eventually will come into fruition. But his skill set is there. His offensive power is there. He also has, a little bit of magic knowledge, passed down to him from Kiritsugu. So I'm going to definitely need someone like that. But there is a con in picking Shirou. And that's that his mana is not the greatest. So that doesn't really leave me a lot of room in terms of picking servants, except for one, Scott. There is one servant that will be the perfect match with Shirou. And that is none other than emiya, the caster from Stay Night. I can't stress it. I can't stress it enough. This servant right here.
Wow.
Was literally almost unbeatable if she had the correct master. Her master was decent offensively, but we know that her mana, she doesn't need to rely on Shirou's mana and his lack of mana. She doesn't need to rely on it. She has enough mana that if she doesn't have a master, she could still remain there in the living world for almost up to 2 days. That's how much mana she has.
That's strange. That's a very strange pick.
She has the noble phantasm of the rule breaker, but she could literally take servants from other masters, rob them of their command spells and things of that nature. She has the magic prowess.
I don't think that's gonna work on Gilgamesh.
That can counter. Oh, Gilgamesh. Oh, that's Shirou's job. I'm good. That's Shirou's job.
I agree, but I'm saying her ability to take another servant. I don't think that's gonna work on Gilgamesh. But
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. She could use her rule breaker and she can make things happen. And we know that Gilgamesh is a little flip floppy on his masters anyway.
Exactly.
Because we saw what happened to Rin's father. But that's another case for another day. So I think that Medea is a perfect match with Shirou because she doesn't have to rely on his mana. She has things like the rule breaker. She has magical prowess that can literally counter that of a Rin Tosaka and actually overpower her, right? So we know how crazy her magical, ability is. So couple that with Shirou, and I think you have an awesome team right there. I don't, it depends on who you take as your master, but as of right now, I think Shirou can check Gilgamesh, and Medea can pretty much move on her own.
It's interesting because my dream team obviously would have been Shirou as a master and then Gilgamesh as a servant. That would have been the ultimate dream team as far as I could think. But for in terms of masters left on the table, like you said before, Shirou's able to counter Gilgamesh. However, I think Gilgamesh could also defeat Caster on his own. But he can't do it, teamed up with Shirou and Caster by himself. So I'm gonna have to pick a master that's able to either hold off one of them by himself or herself. Speaking of herself, for master, I'm gonna pick Kiritsugu. Bet. Definitely not picking Rin. She's cool, but nah. I'm gonna pick Kiritsugu because I think he can hold off Shirou long enough for Gilgamesh to deal with Caster. That's my plan. Because he did teach Shirou everything he knew. He also has that gun that if you shoot it, it cancels out magic.
He does.
So he can do several. He has several tricks up his sleeve.
He does
to stall for time, so that Gilgamesh can take out Caster.
Here's my thing with that though. I like that pick. But right now, you have too heavy offense. You don't have anybody that can really perform magic on an elite level, which I think is problematic. Because I have you beat in terms of, having a more all-around team, right? Yours are both combat heavy. Now, if we have Kiritsugu with his bullets, his special bullets that can disrupt magical circuits, that's not really going to do too much to a Shirou who doesn't really have that much mana already. He knows some of the abilities that he was taught by Kiritsugu, obviously. But there is something that Medea can do to disrupt that. She has the ability to strengthen humans. She can strengthen them. We saw her strengthen her own master in Stay Night. Now I'm thinking Shirou is already enough to take down Gilgamesh, as we saw. You couple that with Medea boosting Shirou.
If it's a one-on-one.
That is Ultra Instinct Shirou.
You're forgetting. We saw Kiritsugu use his special, secret hand cannon against another master. All right, we saw that. We saw the effects. We have not seen him use it against a servant. I'm saying he's going to be using
You think he would land it against a servant?
Against Caster. Caster is not going to know what's going on. So, as far as she knows, that's a regular bullet. She's going to get fooled just like the other master that he used it on. When that happens, Gilgamesh will be able to take Caster.
Hold on. This is blasphemous. So you're telling me that Kiritsugu will be able to land blows against Caster, who technically
he doesn't have to land multiple blows. All he has to do is get a shot off. All he has to do is get a shot off within a certain distance.
On the best magical servant that we have ever seen.
That's where the plan is going to work, because she's going to underestimate that that's a regular bullet that he's shooting. Why would that do any damage to her? She's not going to dodge out of the way. She's just going to put up some type of magical barrier or some type of a counterattack to try to destroy the bullet. She's not going to realize that bullet's going to go through her defense and hit her.
I don't think she's going to underestimate somebody, because you got to remember, Shirou is her master. Shirou's going to already inform her on look at who you are facing, right?
Shirou never knew the type of weapons that his dad had. He didn't know.
He was taught how to use some of his stuff.
He forgot about Avalon. Please.
He was taught how to use some of his stuff.
Nah.
He was taught, at the end of the day, he was taught how to use some of the stuff. He learned most of himself from his future self, but he was taught how to use some of the stuff. Also, you gotta remember, this is the best caster that we have seen so far. This is the #1 mana holder that we have seen so far throughout the entire, the culmination of Zero and Stay Night. So when I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm adding both of these, tacticians together, you gotta remember, caster is not going to take anybody lightly, especially a Gilgamesh. Even Gilgamesh was like, caster's kind of annoying. And we know his power level. We know what he does. He had no problems going against a berserker. So this is where I'm coming in and I'm saying, I'm taking somebody that can obviously take down Gilgamesh easily. Well, not easily, but I think Shirou can take down Gilgamesh.
Okay.
Not easily, but he can take down Gilgamesh.
It's possible if he's focused. If it's a one-on-one, and no interference, sure.
Especially if Media comes through and strengthens him.
She's not going to be able to.
She's not going to be able to strengthen him.
She's not going to be able to come through.
Because Konnichigu is gonna take her out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's blasphemy.
Yes.
I completely disagree. You guys let me know if Konnichigu can take down servants, because clearly I'm missing something here.
If you have a bullet that disrupts mana circuits and you have a servant that's only in existence because of mana, what is that gonna do?
When has Konnichigu been boxing against servants?
He's not gonna have to box.
Phase Zero.
All he's gonna have to do is get close enough.
I did not see that in Phase Zero.
Shot.
I did not see that in Phase Zero. That's all I have to say. So
I've seen him get close up in contact with other mages. So
I'm talking about
it's
servants.
Impossible
I'm
for
talking
him
about.
to get close.
Hold on. Before I close this out, was it not Archer and Saber and all these people in Stay Night that were saying, you know what, Caster's the main problem right now. We all have to team up together and take down Caster, or it's going to be a big, big issue. Was that not what it was?
I mean,
this is the same person you're saying Konnichigu can handle on his own.
He can handle that.
You're crazy.
He got that.
You lost it.
He got that. Easy.
You guys let us know down in the comment section below which master and servant duo you think wins this battle. And with that, see you next time. Peace.
Game!